May 2026.
There's so much newness around. May is a time of newness.
And in April, you said that we need to go
Look,
where?
April is about the death of the old, which means you're trying something new. And May is the integration of the new into your life. It becomes your everyday life. And May brings inflammation if you're still holding on to the old.
So if in April we caught this impulse of
Yeah,
novelty,
we're kind of testing out the impulse phase, and May is for professional development. It's like, it comes at you from all sides. You know, right? In April, the old fades away, and in May, the new emerges. If in April we start moving toward the new so that the old doesn't die off along with us, then in May, the new begins to attack us. Notice the novelty that we understand, that we feel, that we are familiar with, that we resonate with. If you take February, it's chaos, which, damn, doesn't fit with us at all. Then May is about understanding where, how, why, and the ability to resonate. You feel the difference, right? April is ending. May is the start of something new. April is the time to leave the old for the new. In May, novelty attacks you, and you need to get used to it, but you understand it differently than in February when it came in, and you don't know how to approach it. It penetrates you everywhere, through energy, through state. And what can help here? I recall my predictions, and I want to say, why does God have everything according to templates? But I immediately recall, for example, astrology, and think, well, here too everything is according to templates. Well, sorry, we are all programs. We all consist of these characters of our ancestors, which are embedded in us, and they are manifested here in a schematic form. And now you see, the AI has done something. You take like fingerprinting and nationality, and gender, male or female, and you can determine relatives by fingerprints. It's just, well, it already existed. We just didn't know about it. And as I already mentioned, we only know 10% about our health at most. This is considering that scientists will decode DNA. We do not know how the system works because we forget about the energy informational field in the form of destiny, which is for everyone. And then, in particular, everything unfolds concerning character and unpacks this way. So, it turns out the month of May, well, why am I being cliche, right? Because I have a bad memory, but sometimes I can remember something. So, here it is, novelty support, sex. New things are best embraced when civilizations intersect with the Matrix. In other words, when planet Earth allows for creativity and novelty. So, what's interesting about the year 2026? No one will persuade you to have sex. No one will persuade you to be active. No one will persuade you to embrace novelty. It's either yes or no. You just have to understand it yourself, feel it yourself, and implement and realize it yourself. You know why I say gray, routine? There's nothing like they came to you. I don't know, showed you special movies. Well, they explained how good it is, conducted such enlightening educational courses, and then brought, I don't know, some number of men or women, and even almost supervised. Like remember when we were on a tour in Europe? On a certain day, the royal or king family had to have sex. And here someone is keeping watch and taking notes, well, that they were definitely doing something there and achieved something. This is because it was necessary to continue the lineage.
so the maid of honor literally held the candle and confirmed.
Yes. And there was something about a country where, for example, it was mandatory on Wednesday, or some day, like Friday. It was mandatory to have sex. And by the way, it wasn't just for having children, but also for creativity, novelty, and maintaining health. And health for men and women is always primarily sexual health. Then everything else follows. And, May is the month for it. Even if you don't feel like it, try to push yourself. Like in that joke, right? I haven't eaten in 3 days. You have to push yourself somehow. Oh, don't be like that. Yeah, really.
From what I understand, it is exactly the same for both men and women here.
The same. Although I wish it were different. But men need to take the initiative, and women need to agree. That's how I would put it. So, the month of May is a time when men are eager to start something new, and women agree that it will be beneficial for them. Just like that. It doesn't matter if it's about the kids, cooking meals, doing laundry, or ironing. Sex is not scheduled. It is beyond any schedule. Men also need to be proactive in this regard. It would be cool for men to get more into creativity in the month of May, and for women, into beauty, cosmetology, something like that. Take care of yourself, beloved. However, this does not mean having surgeries in May. No, no, no. We postpone surgeries for later. May is the month of sexual energies, and you should look good, meaning you don't have to become beautiful later. No, you are already beautiful in May. You are already attractive in May. You are already interesting and desirable in May. Well, show love for oneself. Self-care, taking care of oneself. Just like that. And again, not the usual way, but an unconventional approach. Ready to make love anytime, no matter what. Just like that. And the man will have to be persistent in this regard in the month of May.
Anything else specific, or do we have May cats like this in May?
There will be new projects, new ideas, and new thoughts coming in simultaneously. And it will look like science fiction, but later it will become reality. And then people will say, "What's science fiction? That's yesterday's news." I watched something. I forgot what it's called. The Avengers, I think, from 2015. They talk about artificial intelligence and what it does. I understand, well, today is the same as usual. I mean, for them it was fantastic, but now it's like, guys, are you just filming everyday life? I mean, you're making some kind of mega cool project out of it, and that was like in 2015, well, 10 years ago, after all, 10 years ago. Well, it was fantastic.
And our own son has already grown up, all in just 10 short years. But it is the sort of novelty that before you know it, quickly becomes the new norm.
Yes, it seems to you that May is like, wow, this is of course a breakthrough we made. And then you're like, breakthrough? Damn, this is every day. I drink this coffee every day. Well, yesterday coffee was a breakthrough for you because you always drank tea. And now there's so much caffeine that it's just everyday life.
But again, a breakthrough if we adapt this novelty, making
Conditions.
love.
You can pass by and nothing will happen if there is not enough, and everyone will have their own sufficient amount. For someone, having sex 3 times a week would be enough. For the sake of novelty, sure. And someone else, well, I don't know, they blew it all because they needed to have sex every morning and every night, but they only did it, like, every other day, for example. It's all very individual. And here, well, I just throw my hands up and say, I can't tell you anything at all about a specific case. No, I can talk about a specific one, but you have to look at the individual person and say, for you, it's like this. For you like this. For you like this. For you like this. Yes. But in general, you just need to listen to yourself. And it's really that simple. And the most important thing, we can get lost in complexities, and we won't feel anything at all, although it will come out of us anyway. Well, of course, we can forbid ourselves. It's like, there was a client. I said, listen, there was a transition at 42. There should have been. You should have divorced your husband. She said, you can't imagine. I almost died. We were fighting like hell. I hated him so much. I said, and? We had another baby, yeah. We had it, and now I'm left with him. And now I have this whole list of health issues. Damn it, God was already talking to you. He told you. Well, it's time. Either he changes, or you change, or you both change, or you leave, and then something else happens for you. I mean, how else is God supposed to talk to you? He speaks on the level of sensations. This is no longer suitable. Either you change and have different feelings, or then, well, you need to leave because you are left, well, without the tool that will give you the ability to do it. And therefore, well, we still need to understand for ourselves that the year 2026 is about spirituality. Forget your past sexual history. Sex will now be deeper and more sensual. The physical will only complement that. This is a sensual interaction. And here's the question. How many complaints do we have? How many judgments? How much do we live in the past? And how much do we plan and want this future? If you are very fixated on the past and the future, then there's no sexuality because it will be based not on physiology, but on emotional closeness. And emotional intimacy is, well, when there are no demands and no expectations. He's supposed to be jumping 20,000 times a second for me, my absolute favorite. Oh, he only managed to jump 10,000 times? Well, that's it. He's nothing but a scoundrel. We need to cut that out because then there's no soul left in it. But it would be a total, well, degradation if, by May, for instance, we realize we just don't want to do anything at all anymore. This clearly shows that we live our lives through denial, through deep-seated grievances, through constant dissatisfaction, through harsh judgment, and through persistent irritation.